It's time for Dodger baseball. By the time I release my next video, the Dodgers would have already started spring training. Pitchers and catchers report on Friday, February the 9th for the Los Angeles Dodgers. So it is officially time for Dodger baseball once again. The long winter coming past. And it's time to get excited again if you're a Dodger fan. I mean, you've been excited the whole offseason pretty much. But yeah, it's going to get real. It's officially getting real. Spring training is underway. As the Dodgers report to Camelback Ranch, and they opened the regular season a week before pretty much the rest of baseball does in South Korea against the San Diego Padres for a 2-game series there beginning on March 20th and 21st. 2 games that will be taking place at 3 o'clock in the morning Pacific time, so it's going to be in the wee hours of the nights. What an off-season it was, and it capped off pretty much today. Now, that's not to say the Dodgers are done. I mean, who really knows at this point if they're done adding? I would like to see them add one player in particular. I would get into it in a little bit, but yeah, just kind of go over their offseason a little bit. Kind of talk about what they're saying, because they have been saying quite a lot, and you know what, I'm all for it. Mr. Nice Guys, enough of that image. Let's get mean, let's get serious, let's get down to business. And I really like their approach the Dodgers are taking. They're not shying away from becoming the villains of baseball, turning full on heel. Not to say the Dodgers were never the heel guys ever, because everybody hates the Dodgers, but yeah, like, this team is really embracing it. Freddie Freeman is embracing it. The last guy you'd ever think of embracing it is embracing it. Like, I really like this team going into the year. Their whole image that they're portraying, the mindset, the attitude, I'm all for it. The Dodgers coming off of a disappointing NLDS exit to the Arizona Diamondbacks in a sweep of 3 games that was quite embarrassing, and it got off quite embarrassing pretty quickly there with Clayton Kershaw in Game 1. And listen, I did not want to see the Clayton Kershaw tenure end like this. Think about it in the back of my head, is Clayton Kershaw on the Dodgers? Like, am I going to be super confident in Clayton Kershaw come next October? Like, whether he's in a starting role or a bullpen role, which I don't think he's going to start at all. I don't think he is. But in a bullpen role even, am I going to feel comfortable seeing Kershaw, run out of those gates in a dire situation? I'm not too sure. It's going to have to be kind of how he does in the season, and even if he's good, am I still going to be confident? I don't really know. I'm going to be honest. But you know what? Clayton Kershaw needs to retire a Dodger. We want to see him get those 3,000 Ks in a Dodger uniform. He's approaching the win total for the Dodgers. I'm not sure if he gets that. But Lance Lynn started that Game 3 for the Dodgers. That fateful Game 3. Lance Lynn was on the mound, and I didn't really agree with that situation to begin with. I thought it should have been one of Emmett Sheehan or probably Ryan Pepio Game 3. And they went with Lance Lynn, a guy that I was not happy with that they traded at the deadline. And you know what? He did what Lance Lynn does. And not a fan of Lance Lynn. I'm just going to put it out there right now. And so when the Cardinals play the Dodgers on opening day this year, opening week, I really want the Dodgers to just hit a home run derby off of Lance Lynn. Like, I fully expect an Ohtani moonshot off of Lance Lynn, out of the ballpark. I expect some fireworks off of Lance Lynn, because right now I am not the biggest Lance Lynn fan. Me forever traumatized after that Game 3 against the Diamondbacks. Who do the Dodgers lose this offseason? We talk a lot about the additions, and I'm going to get into the additions, but who do they lose first before we get into the additions, just to kind of get a picture here? So the loss Lance Lynn, as I mentioned, would only help the team. That's an addition to me. Losing Lance Lynn is an addition, regardless of if they picked up anybody or not. That's an automatic A+ move in my opinion. Kike Hernandez is a guy that I want to see brought back by the Dodgers. I really want to see the Dodgers bring back Kike Hernandez, and I'm not sure they have room for him as far as, on the team, in the lineup. They would have to move Manny Margot in all likelihood. I don't think that's going to happen at this point, but who knows? Kike's still out there as free agent. Who really knows what could happen? I wouldn't mind seeing Margot get traded out and seeing Kike Hernandez brought back. I think that would just make the team kind of the cherry on top, if you will. But man, I would love Kike back. But the Dodgers don't bring Kike back. Kike Hernandez will be a Dodger legend, obviously. Amed Rosario was a guy that they also got at the deadline, was a rental. And Amed Rosario started off on fire. He did pretty good and kind of fizzled out there at the end. But he was fine. It was kind of cool seeing him play for the Dodgers. I don't think he's signed yet either at this point. So I don't know if he's going to get out to a team, but hopefully he does get another MLB job out there. Caleb Ferguson was just traded a couple of days ago to the New York Yankees. Caleb Ferguson was a Dodger for quite a long time. Since 2018, he was a Dodger. Pitched to a 3.43 ERA, so Caleb Ferguson wasn't all that great, wasn't all that bad. The Dodgers wanted bigger, better things out of him, but he just never really reached that potential. Michael Busch and Yency Almonte were also traded to the Cubbies for a couple of prospects. Michael Busch was a highly touted prospect in the Dodgers system. He really never got the chance at the big league level. And Yency Almonte was pretty good as a reliever in 2022 and not so good in 2023. The additions, as I round out the additions for the Dodgers, was historic on many levels. $1.3 billion spent. I don't know if we're going to ever see a record like that ever again for a long time in baseball. In one single offseason, the Dodgers really going above and beyond here. We're going to start with the re-signings by the Dodgers and start off with Max Muncy. And listen, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I will call out my team, as you guys really know. I'll call out my team when I don't like a move or whenever I don't think they're playing good. Max Muncy, for me, I've said it enough, and I don't want to bag on Max Muncy anymore. I realize that he loves being a Dodger. He loves it in LA. That's wonderful. That's great. I love to hear that. But he's got to perform. He's got to perform offensively and defensively. I know everyone loves the 35 home runs, 100 RBIs. Great if he's batting 6th or 8th. Not so great if he's batting 4th, batting 210. I'm sorry. You cannot have a 210 hitter batting 4th. I don't care if he hits 40 home runs. That's not going to cut it for me. But Max Muncy really needs to improve defensively this year. He was re-signed for 2 years. Jason Hayward was brought back as well. Jason Hayward, I thought, was performing Peralta all of last year, and the Dodgers rewarded him by bringing him back, so don't mind that at all. Joe Kelly, again, I'm not the biggest believer in Joe Kelly as well. He's really erratic, but Joe Kelly, a fan favorite. Hopefully he's pretty good for most of the year. Clayton Kershaw brought back, as I mentioned a little while ago. He's brought back. There is no timetable for when he's going to return to pitch again this year, but we'll see what it looks like when he does come back. Ryan Brazier, another reliever brought back. Ryan Brazier was pretty much immaculate last year, so expect a little bit of regression, but I think Ryan Brazier is going to be a solid addition as well for the bullpen. And of course, the big fish, the biggest fish of all in the whole sea ocean, number 17, Shohei Ohtani, is a Dodger. Yeah, it still is kind of surreal that Shohei Ohtani is on my baseball team. Yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome night in and night out seeing him on the Dodgers in a Dodger uniform at Dodger Stadium. It's going to be pretty surreal. But Shohei Ohtani is a Los Angeles Dodger. We're going to have non-stop Ohtani content for a long time on this channel. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is supposed to be a Dodger for a long time as well. Yamamoto coming over from Japan, the highly touted pitcher on the market this offseason. I'm expecting big things out of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Teoscar Hernandez was the guy that the Dodgers signed for 1 year, and I like Teoscar Hernandez. I just hope he doesn't check out super much. Otherwise, I'm not going to like him as much. James Paxton was the guy the Dodgers signed. Had a little bit of an issue with his physical, but as long as he eats some innings, pitched to like a 3.5 ERA. First, I can't forget my guy, Tyler Glasnow, who is a local guy. Tyler Glasnow, just going to be a stand-up guy for the Dodgers. I think the Dodger fans are really going to love him because he's just a great guy. He's just a great guy, and he's a great pitcher as well. He's a great pitcher, really tall figure on the mound, and he's going to strike out a lot of guys, and hopefully he stays healthy. If he stays healthy, he's going to be phenomenal. He's going to be a top 5 pitcher for the Cy Young race, in my opinion. And so hopefully Tyler Glasnow is healthy, and I can't wait to see him in the Dodger uniform. It's going to be really fun here for the next few years. Manny Margot was also on that trade coming over for Tampa Bay. Manny Margot going to fill in probably against the left-handed pitching. And Matt Gage they acquired in the Caleb Ferguson trade. He's a left-handed reliever. Overall, that is the Dodgers offseason so far. And once again, I like the model that the Dodgers are taking. We are the villains. Somebody's got to be a villain. Baseball needs a villain. We are going to be those villains just for you guys. So I love that attitude by the Dodgers. And you know what? They have to win the World Series this year. Season exit video again after a NLCS or a DS loss, whatever. I need the Dodgers to go win that championship. Put the money where their mouth is. And hopefully Dave Roberts doesn't mess this up. But I'm real excited and looking forward to Dodger baseball.